Welcome to the Hobby Jogger Podcast, where elite athletes and ham and eggers lace up their stories. We explore the common ground that running creates, from the world-class runner to the hobbyist hitting the pavement, trail, or treadmill. Expect a blend of inspiration, laughter, and the shared joy that makes every step count. Join us on this journey where every run is a story worth sharing. On today's episode of The Hobby Jogger, we have Tabor and Eli Hemming. They are Adidas Terrex athletes. They race everything from vertical Ks to ultras. They coach and they ranch. Rob, this is maybe the most exciting episode we've done to date. Such an awesome grouping of things that one couple can do. Are you excited as I am?
I am. Fastest couple on the planet.
Fastest couple on the planet, also owning the Joshua Tree FKT. And I do like your bio that you are, what do you call it in your Instagram, a hobby runner for Adidas Terrex?
Professional hobby jogger for Adidas.
So you fit right in with what we're doing.
Yeah, we get it.
So there's hope, Casey. That's what they're saying. There's hope.
There is hope. Yes. I am wearing my favorite Adidas bucket hat today.
Yes.
It is the only brand that I am brand loyal to, is Adidas.
Three-stripe life.
That's right. So when I was younger, I played for a regional lacrosse team in southwest of Pittsburgh. Another major shoe apparel company told us that they were going to outfit us about 2 weeks before. Called up the coach, said, hey, about that, our bad. Yeah, can't do it. So we were left scrambling for jerseys. Someone knew someone at Adidas. And Adidas was there in like 2 days. They actually gave us some shoes. They gave us all jerseys. So from that day forward, I was always Team Adidas.
Nice.
Great company. Very happy to see that they support both you and they support you both very well.
They do.
Yeah,
we're very fortunate.
Yeah, we are so fortunate with how our relationship's been with them. Honestly, so it's only been 2 months now, almost 3 months that we've been working with them. So it's been super fun getting started. We're just about to head out to the team camp. So we're headed to Adidas headquarters.
In Germany.
Yeah, on the weekend. And then we're going to head out to team camp in Fuerteventura and get to do some sweet trail running on Little Island.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're
That's cool. You guys have a big release coming up, right? The new Adidas Super Shoe.
Yeah,
yes.
It's coming to the public, which I think everyone is going to enjoy because I very much enjoy it.
What do you like about it?
I really like that it has carbon rods. That's super nice.
No, they're plastic.
Plastic, okay.
Yes.
Well, you're the shoe guy. You can.
Yeah, so I'm the shoe nerd of the family.
I just like how they feel when I run in them. And then Eli's like, these are all the reasons why you like it. I'm like, cool.
No, it brings that super shoe foam over to the trails. I think a lot of companies are trying to make super shoes come onto the trails. But from the ones that I've tried, the only one that isn't like absolutely you're going to break your ankle is the Adidas shoe. It's hard to manage getting propulsion without making just like this tippy shoe that you feel like you're going to, if you roll your ankle, all of a sudden you're going to be on the ground rolling in pain for hours. But like, it's just one of those things. Like, I think they have done it the best so far. I'm really excited to see where shoe technology goes in the coming years. I definitely think Adidas has the step up on everyone so far.
Adidas is the maker of my all-time favorite shoe, the Adidas Predator, which is one of the best soccer boots ever made. I don't even think that's really a question. So I'm looking forward to the release of the shoe. I know it's kind of been a not well-kept secret by Adidas, obviously, since your teammate, both of your teammates, Tom Evans, has been running in the shoe for, 2 or 3 seasons now, maybe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They just keep making iterations and small changes, and they like keep tweaking. And now I think they're like, okay, we're close to the final product.
Close to perfection. We're still working on getting it perfect.
And I think that's good for the public because you're getting version 4 of the shoe rather than version 1 that needs to be updated 4 times before it's a very consumable product. Now, you had the shoe on for, I imagine, for Black Canyons, correct?
Yep. Yeah, I did. It was pretty perfect for that those conditions. again, like putting a plate in any shoe, you're going to feel like it's not quite as stable as many other trail shoes. On that stuff, it was all perfect. I mean, if you guys ran that first section, it had 2,000 people run on it in mud the day before and then froze. So it was ankle breaking territory, but it was actually like super good. I had a couple close calls, but nothing really too bad of actually rolling an ankle. And that was after not running on trails for months because we don't have trails in Colorado at this time of year.
Yeah. And that course was, man, it was technical. I was talking to another runner of your caliber, and I told him, I was like, that showed me what kind of athletes participate in this sport. Not just runners, people who can go in a straight line. Tabor, I know you were previously a track runner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I don't feel like with that second half of the course, you could take someone from the track and just put them on that second part of the course.
Yeah, it takes like skill. Like I think that's the fun thing about trails is no one can just come over and be like, okay, well, I'm a good runner, so I'm going to dominate. You have to have a skill set. And that's like what makes it fun. It's not just like, okay, if I run 70s on the track, then I'll be able to run X time here in this race. You put them on a trail, and it's like, okay, well, there's this variable and there's this variable, and it's how you handle it in the moment and how your competitors handle it. And so I think that's what makes trails fun. Is that like it's not just a formula that you can work out.
Yeah, it's I think more of an art than it is a science. You can be science-based in your approach to it, but certainly there's an art form. I know it was middle way through the 60K, about halfway through the second part. I was in this canyon, and it was running on all jagged rock. And the first thing I asked when I got done, my girlfriend and some friends were sitting, I was like, who won? They're like, oh, Eli Hemming won. How fast did he go? And gave me your time. And I was like, how did he get through that section like that? Like there was just, it blew my mind at the time how someone can just glide over. It truly did make me in awe of the athleticism that's needed versus the road. So hats off to you for that and not falling and eating it. But I'm sure you've done that plenty of times.
Oh, there's been some wonderful falls that I wish were captured on camera because they are very nice.
Yes. Tabor has a great habit of following me right when I'm falling. Honestly, I don't fall that much on the technical trails. I fall on the smooth trails when I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, you look off to the side.
Oh yeah, like I'll be like just like looking at mountains off in the distance, and all of a sudden I'm on the ground with a big bloody knee and some scrapes all over my palms.
I mean, are you processing the terrain with every step, or are you just kind of going for it and kind of hoping for the best? Because my eyes can't process information that quickly. At least I'm seeing it. Maybe it's not getting to my brain. I just can't move that fast and put my feet in the right place. So when I'm talking to folks as fast as you, which isn't that often, I'm always curious, just how are you able to process what's in front of you that quickly?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a little bit of both on that one. Teaching your brain how to process that much information that quickly.
Yeah, I don't think that's a natural.
Oh no,
thing.
You don't just have a brain that works that quickly. That's why the best technical runners in the world are people that have been doing it since they were young. Look at Kilian Jornet, phenomenal downhill runner, technical runner, but he's been doing it since he was like 4 years old, since he could walk. His parents put him on trails, and he's been absorbing what's been going on. It's just a learned skill that we've been trying to run fast over technical terrain for a few years now, and it's finally starting to click.
But I think what else happens is like, say you're on a bike or you're skiing and you're going much faster than you ever would running, and you're learning how to process that information at a very fast rate. So I think that's helped too, because we do like a lot of gravel riding in the summer, and you're having to process how much terrain's coming through. So I think that translates really well to running when you start having to pay attention to technical terrain, because you're like, oh, I'm going at a much slower rate than I usually process this information. And so I think that's been a key.
Yeah. Or if you're into mountain biking, I think the same goes for that.
Yeah, no thanks.
So it's truly just muscle memory at this point, just from doing it, the repetition over the years.
I mean, I think it's you learn subconsciously like where to put your foot after trying to visualize where you're going on a trail for so long. the faster you can process the information, the further ahead you can look, and then the faster you can run. It starts with, okay, I can look a little bit further in front. I know where to put my feet on that one. And then you start processing that, you start memorizing that, your body starts getting really good at that. And then you can look a little bit further ahead. So it's just a learning thing that takes a while.
And I think a good piece of advice that someone gave me is don't look directly down at your feet. Look where you want to go. Because I think when it gets really technical, you immediately like want to look down and be like, okay, where should I place my foot? Like right under me. And that just, I think by the end of a day, that would hurt my eyes. I'd be like, whew. And so just like looking and seeing, okay, I want it. This is the route that I want to take, and following that route prior to even getting to it.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm guilty of looking at my feet, or at least pretty close to my feet. Maybe not directly down, but yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to do. You're just like, where should I go?
I'm just terrified of falling at all times. I've bit it one too many times, and now that I'm a little bit older, it's just
Now you're a liability.
Yes. Went from playing rugby to ultra trail running, and now I'm more beat up than I was playing rugby. So, yeah, it's rough. Now, one of the two of you takes our sport and makes it even sicker. Tabor, this is for you. The Broken Arrow Sky Race.
Yep.
Yes. So you were a participant in the Vertical K. I do get jealous sometimes of when I watch it. I might be going out there this year, and my group message has been silent when I asked anyone if they wanted to sign up for this, the Vertical K. So
we need to get you some different friends then.
I've been saying that for a long time. I agree. Huh, Rob? Yeah, everyone's.
I take offense to that. I take offense.
You participated in it, finished third. Why? It seems like a form of torture.
Yeah, I think, why? That's a great question. I think I asked myself that during the race because someone had convinced us to do it. Like, they're like, oh, you should go and you do the VK one day, and then the next day you do the 26K. And so you really get your money's worth for this trip. And we're like, yeah, sure. I'm in the middle of the VK, and I think to myself, why did I sign up for this? Like, oh, this is so hard. This is awful. But I think like the feeling that you get after of accomplishment, you're like, wow, you look down and you're like, I just ran up that. That makes me feel pretty good about myself. But I enjoy running uphill. I don't know. I think I'm maybe wired a bit different, that I really enjoy hurting. I don't think that's a normal thing. Like, I don't think people should be like, yeah, I really like to hurt. But I enjoy it, and it's something that I'm good at. And so that's probably why I sign up for races that are really hard. And other people would think, I'll go to brunch instead.
How do you get down from there? Do you have to walk?
No, they usually have a gondola ride. Okay. Unfortunately, the year we did it, the gondola wasn't working. But last year, the gondola was working. So I think you'll be in good hands. I think there was an uproar the year that we did it. Everyone's like, I have to walk down.
Yeah, they told us on the start line, like everybody's like getting ready to touch their watches. And they're like, oh, by the way, you have to run down the hill.
And I think a lot of people are just like, oh.
That's just good race directing, because you don't have to listen to the complaining for a while. So
yeah,
exactly.
Hey, have fun out there. Let me know when you get back. Then you can complain about it.
I'll be gone eating dinner. Sorry.
Now, you said you had a busy race schedule coming up. I'm glad to hear that, because Eli, you're sharp right now. You're coming off the Black Canyons, the Big Alta wins. What do we have in the future?
So big races for the future. We have a few like just little races that are kind of just like tune-up races. We'll do the Canyons 50K, Broken Arrow, Eiger, and then OCC. And then OCC is kind of our main goal of the year. We want to be fittest then, peaking for that. And then kind of after that,
we'll see what the body has in store.
We'll see how the body recovers after OCC. We already signed up for the rut, but that's going to be like the directors.
And the Mammoth Trail Fest.
I'm not signed up for that one yet.
Yeah, you'll get through it. That's right. I'll sign up. Don't worry. Now, is this your first time? I saw you raced the Marathon du Mont Blanc.
Yep.
Believe it was your channel. I have liked and subscribed to Hemming's YouTube channel. I was watching it this morning. You guys are putting out great content. that thing's going to take off.
We hope. And if not, we still enjoy making them.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not great at calling my parents as often as I should. So if they're seeing what I'm doing, they're a lot happier. At least they know that I'm alive.
It's funny you say that because it does help. I don't call my mom as often as I should, but she does enjoy seeing my daily activities on Strava. She follows me, and I get the kudos from mom, and then mom likes all my friends' stuff. So it does, I feel bad then. It comes up. I'm like, man, I should have called her today, I guess. There's always tomorrow. Rob, did you do your homework and watch their YouTube channel?
I did.
Did you watch the Joshua Tree FKT?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, if you enjoyed the sand at Black Canyon, then you should definitely run Joshua Tree, and you will experience even more sand.
There's a lot of sand on that.
It was an educational video. I learned what a Joshua Tree was. That was good. I actually didn't, surprisingly, for as big a music fan I am, the U2 album Joshua Tree, I didn't know what a Joshua Tree was, apparently.
We learned a lot about Joshua trees when we were down there because they're interesting trees. Like, apparently they only grow there.
They only grow there.
And it was the inspiration for, you mentioned it in the video.
Oh, the
Dr. Seuss.
Yes,
Dr. Seuss. Yes, I can't know Dr. Seuss.
The Lorax.
The Lorax. Yes, I learned a lot from that trip.
Well, Joshua Tree kind of looks like it was invented by Dr. Seuss. At the end of the day.
So it does. That's exactly what we were thinking running through there.
And you did set the couples. Well, I'm not sure how it's labeled on FKT. The couples.
Yeah, they do like mixed gender is how they do it.
Mixed gender couple, rather. Okay, so I wasn't sure because I do look at fastest in time from time. That's pretty big one to take down. I can't imagine that one's going to be beat for a while. That'd be tough.
I would love to see Tyler Green and Rachel Drake go.
Oh, they could take it down for sure.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. They'd have a good shot at it for sure.
Or Katie Scheid and how do you pronounce?
Jim Anglinge.
Yes, there you go. We would get destroyed then.
They might not like the heat of the sandy desert.
So honestly, when we started, we did it January 1st. Mm-hmm. It was 32 degrees at the start. Like, it was pretty chilly getting going. The desert's pretty chilly in the morning. And it didn't get that warm the whole time.
I think, unfortunately, because we had gone down there hoping that we would see like the sun and we would get to wear shorts. And then the whole weekend we were down there, it was like super cloudy and overcast. We were like, this is kind of cold. We just wanted to see the sun before winter really hit us here.
Yeah, that was pretty upsetting for us Ohio guys that went out to Black Canyon when it was.
I imagine.
Yeah, it was like, come on, we get rain and snow for 10 days at a time and show up there and it's snowing. Like,
yeah, but you couldn't beat that sunshine. The sunshine at the end. I know it was 28 degrees in the morning, but when the sun came out, it was awesome. I thought the conditions were fantastic because the breeze was cool, but you still had the sun. And it was great.
No, that race day ended up being so gorgeous and perfect, aside from the cold wind in the morning. But otherwise, it was an awesome day.
I fully agree.
It was real good till mile 20. Real good. Things were humming along nicely.
Yeah.
It was more downhill than I thought it was going to be. I don't know. When you look at like the elevation profile of races and you're like, oh yeah, it's generally downhill. You don't think it's going to be like actually downhill. You think like, oh, over that much time, it's going to feel flat. But that first 20 miles was straight downhill.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was mind blown by that. I was running down like, how much downhill? I didn't actually look at the totals. I was like, how much downhill am I actually supposed to get today? Like, are my quads just going to absolutely explode by the end of this?
It was a lot. That's how I sold my friends, David, the producer here, and Rob. That's how I sold them on. I sent them the course profile. I was like, look, guys, it's 38 miles or whatever, but it's all downhill. Like,
generally trending in a good direction.
Yeah, how bad can this thing be, really? I mean, downhill. And then
I think you said it wasn't technical and it was all downhill. And you said that multiple times. And then we signed up.
The this sounds like trying to get me into things. He's like, oh no, it's all downhill. You're fine. And we get out there. I'm like, lies. It's just a lie.
Lies have been told. I was maybe misinformed, is maybe we'll say that.
I will let you know that the VK is all uphill, so we'll let him get you there.
I sent it to David, and I said, hey, I can't even lie. There might be a little downhill on this one in the middle, but we're going from not much to a lot. So, buckle up.
It's only like 4 miles. So I think that like wins out, right? Like 38, only 4 miles,
I'm not sure time on feet will be different for us. I'm not sure it's gonna particularly help, but hey, looks like we'll give it a go. So
awesome.
And are you both signed up for OCC?
Yes.
Yep.
Now, have you both ever raced against each other before?
Hey folks, if you're loving the stories, tips, and laughs we're dishing out, make sure you don't miss an episode. Hit that subscribe button so you're the first to know when a new episode drops. And hey, if you've got a second, why not leave us a review? Your feedback helps us improve and keeps this running community growing. Lace up, hit subscribe, and let's get back into the show.
We've definitely started a lot of the same races. I don't think I'd ever view Eli as competition.
But you've been entered together.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Most races that we do,
Most
we
races.
do together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes getting someone to sign up for a race a lot easier. Like,
yeah.
If I say to Annie, my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, let's go do this race together. It makes it a lot better than, hey, I'm running this 100K and I need you to crew for me. You're going to see me 3 times in 15 and a half hours. It'll be a lot of fun. Also, it's going to pour and be super cold.
The wind might be blowing.
Possible wind. Yeah. She, her and David bit a big bullet for me. So I still owe them both. They crewed for me at Grindstone 100K. But back to the OCC. This is it pretty big race out there. I've been to it. It's incredible atmosphere. I'm not sure how the Marathon du Mont Blanc crowd was. I imagine over there, they're probably always on, the crowd.
They come out in full force. Like, I felt like we were in the Tour de France at Marathon du Mont Blanc, and people are like, oh no, that's nothing compared to UTMB week. And I was like, where are these people coming from? Like,
how many more people can you fit into a small canyon?
Yeah.
We couldn't figure it out. I saw the video of you going up to La Flagier. So we were walking up, hiking, running, I guess, and you go through a beer restaurant type cafe halfway up the mountain. Very odd. We're just running up, and there's this cafe midway up the mountain. It's packed, jam packed with people drinking on OCC day. The crowd over there, I get there's been, I guess, some pushback, but the crowd over there, there's nothing that rivals it in this sport that I can imagine. But the Euros kind of always go above and beyond, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it.
Oh, we very much are.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that we want to go is we want to go and see the environment that we've just heard all these rumors. Exactly, everyone goes and says the exact same thing. It was the most unreal running environment I've ever seen.
We got some serious FOMO last year because every one of our friends was over there either racing or crewing or just with their sponsored teams. And you're just like, wow, that was a mistake of not going.
We were hanging out on the ranch with some cows us and all our friends.
Hopefully I'll be able to make it back again this year. I did enter the lottery, did not get in. So next year, hopefully I'll run the OCC. But I'm really looking forward to you two going out there and doing well and representing the Americans. I'll have you in my free trail fantasy for sure.
Oh, thank you. We'll try and not disappoint. I'll try and help you in your free trail.
Honestly,
Casey's a big winner of the fantasy.
Oh, okay. I'll think about this while I'm racing. I'll be like, he does well in these.
I'm the worst at free trail fantasy. Every time I'm in the thousands, nowhere close.
Well, not to big time or anything. I was the free trail champion of UTM.
Really?
Yes.
Yes, I was number 1 overall. They didn't send me a bib. I should have asked Dylan and Ryan if they would send me a bib for next year that I could wear that week around.
Yeah. I'm gonna bug him about this. Like, Dylan, come on, man.
Yeah, we'll text him.
Make a t-shirt.
Yeah, I need a bib or something to. My friends are sick of it. They hate it. I mean, there's not a week that goes by where I don't remind them.
Love it.
That's so great.
So yes, please, when you're out there running OCC and things get tough, just be like, Casey's got me. Yeah, he's got me in the.
Gotta do it for the fantasy.
I need to do it for Casey.
Gotta do it for the fantasy, you know?
Absolutely.
Hey, Ryan Thrower told me before Big Alta, he's like, I have you on my fantasy, don't mess up. And I was like, okay, bud, I won't. And then I saw him out on course, and I was like, I'm not messing up your free trail fantasy.
Appreciate it. That's what matters, you know. Fantasies, why the NFL guys go to work every weekend to support the fan players. Yeah. You two are no different.
The real winner wasn't Jim Walmsley, it was Casey.
Yeah. I imagine he heard about it too, if I had to guess.
I hope he did.
He is surprisingly good at free trail fantasy.
Yeah.
He's ranked I think he was 7th overall last year, in all of the rankings. Or something like that. Yeah. He's very good at it.
I'm not going to give him any credit for that. So when he hears that, he'll know why too. So it's personal between him and I and the free trail fantasy this year. So I got some making up to do.
I think you could take him out. I think you got him.
I gotta quit forgetting to enter. It's a big thing. Yeah.
I think for Black Canyon, I think I filled it all out and didn't push the bit.
That's a tough step, you know. It's like you do all that, and then you just one little thing, and
it's the perfect course for it. Honestly,
I'll tell you what, that course might be my new favorite, second favorite course. Just how fast it is, how technical it gets. So, and kudos to this Aero Viper running for putting on a great event. I mean, from start to finish.
All their events, they do a really good job.
And Big Alta looked like that was extremely well run.
Oh yeah,
we'll go back every year
for a first annual race. That was one of the best races that we've been to. Free Trail and Daybreak do such a great job.
They did a really good job, and how gorgeous it was there. I'm not sure if you guys have ever ran in the Marin County area, but those trails, you get up on the high mountaintops, and you just look over, and it's stunning. It's just so much different than anything we have here in Colorado that I think you're like, wow.
Yeah, and we did get perfect weather for it. They had torrential downpour the week before and torrential downpour the week after, and just a few days of beautiful sunshine just for the race. It was perfect. But I will say I will absolutely go back if it's raining a ton, because I think that would be a fun mud course.
Yeah, those trails are not technical at all. We didn't see one rock. So I think that's what made it super enjoyable too.
I'll believe your scouting report, because the year before, Rob, myself, David, and our friend Will went out to Gorge 50K.
Okay.
Also a Daybreak free trail event. And the word Will and I got was, oh, it's not a technical at all. It's just nice and smooth, and you'll really enjoy it. So I'm hoping your assessment is a little bit more honest than the assessment we got for that race.
No, I'll warn you, there is one downhill on the 50K that is a surprise on how steep it is. They called it the Whopper, and that's where everyone got whopped in the race. It happens after a marathon, and you just start going down this ravine, basically, and then you have to climb back up 1,000 feet immediately after. It's a mean thing to do to people that have just run a marathon.
That's why you do the 28K.
But yeah, the 28K is beautiful.
The 28K, you could have just worn road shoes. It was wonderful. It was just nice, cruisy fire roads with good views. And you're like, yeah, this is awesome.
Well, it's so funny, that description of a trail, whether it's technical or not, really it's from your perspective, where you've run and your area of the country that you practice and train in. I mean, I live in Southeast Tennessee. And here, if someone says it's not technical, that just means you can actually run it instead of climb over it, So
No, it's California trails. So California doesn't have rocks on their trails. It's the California carpet.
The California.
California carpet.
carpet.
Write that one down. Come on. California carpet.
Yeah, don't trust Europeans when they say it's not technical. We've learned that a few times. They're like, oh no, it's not technical at all. And we get there and I'm like, I'm gonna walk down this downhill. Like, yes, it is so technical.
Yeah, we learned that. That was kind of where the gorge, not technical, came from, I believe. Was someone who has ran a lot in Europe. So
Don't trust people.
No. And then you ask them about it and they're like, oh, technical, it doesn't matter. You just run it. Yeah.
Do you?
I'm trying not to die here.
For my life during this race, but thank you for letting me experience that.
Now, speaking of experiences, one thing I did see, were you both formerly triathletes?
I was a triathlete and she was a track and cross country runner.
Yeah, I don't swim. I'm like a cat in water. Just I don't do that.
I'm with you. I float and drink beer, and I don't swim.
That's the correct way to do it.
Yeah, that's how water should be used.
Yes, I completely agree.
I like to say that I'm a recovering triathlete.
Write that one down. You got a lot of good sound bites here. It's recovering triathlete. There we go. And did you participate in that when you were out in Boulder, the triathletes or triathlons? Sorry.
So I never raced when I was in Boulder, but I did train in Boulder. I was traveling around the world, racing kind of all walks of life in triathlon.
Yeah, I would say you were home like 2 months out of the year when you did that.
It was a world travel type of place. It was never a race in the US, honestly.
Oh, geez. I know. I don't know much because I can't swim either. So I don't know much about triathlons. Heather Jackson's husband I was talking to.
Oh, yeah. Waddy.
At Black. Super, super cool dude. I can talk to that guy all day. And he started talking to me about triathlons. I was like, look, I'll be honest. I can't participate. Yeah. I was like, unless you give me a surfboard to kind of paddle along on, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah. No, and I raced a different style of racing that Heather Jackson did. So she raced like the Ironman distance races. So she was racing like 9 hours. And she was like going to Kona, all those like famous races. My races were like 2 hours long at max.
And that's what you see in the Olympics.
Yeah. So that's the Olympic style of racing. So that's what my ultimate goal was qualify for Tokyo Olympics. And I just didn't quite get there.
Oh, well, now you're here.
Yeah. It was destiny. It was meant to not happen.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't get there.
Did you ever participate in group rides out in Boulder?
Not many. I had a bit of a team that we traveled around with, but I mostly rode by myself or with my team. Yeah,
the reason I asked, I have a friend who moved out there. He was an Olympian cyclist. I'm going to get this wrong, and he's going to be very upset with me. The velodrome, when they ride on the indoor track, that's what he made the Olympics, the Beijing Olympics. And I was texting him before this. I was like, hey, do you know the Hemmings? No. He's like, no, but if they were in a group ride, I probably talked to them. Yeah, I probably chatted with them. And Mike Friedman's his name.
I think I've heard the name.
No, I've definitely heard the name. Yeah, but my dad knows him.
Probably.
My dad
really? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, my dad is huge into cycling. And now he puts on a gravel race where we live now. But he was a Cat 1 cyclist in his day and then just is everybody's buddy. So I bet he knows him. I'll ask him.
Yeah, you'll have to ask if he knows Mike. Mike's a longtime friend of mine, listener of the show.
Awesome.
And it recently took 7th in the Fat Bike Worlds out in Leadville. So
oh wow.
Oh, yeah,
that's
buddy.
great.
I'll plug his charity here. It's Pedaling Minds.
Okay.
He helps youth get bikes out in the Boulder area. So check it out at pedalingminds.com.
Yeah, I'll definitely go look at that.
Rob, we going out to Big Alta next year for the Whopper?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we should. Let's get it on the calendar.
All right. On the calendar.
We'll be there. So
You're definitely going back?
yeah, we'll definitely go back.
That was such a fun race.
Returning champion. Did they give you a championship belt for it?
They did not give me a belt. I can ask Dylan. I'll tell Dylan I need a belt.
They gave you a plaque.
They gave me a plaque, but I need a belt to like string over my shoulder like the wrestlers do as they walk in with it above my head.
We can get you some entrance music.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Tabor, what's your entrance music going to be?
Oh, maybe like the final countdown. Yep, I think that'd be it. The Eye of the Tiger. It's just too cliche.
Yeah, that's a little overplayed.
Just a little
Eli,
bit.
you seem like a window crashing, beer chugging kind of entrance music, the Stone Cold music. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I would like it. Yeah, I could do some Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I can see this.
I had a beer, and I had another beer. I had another beer.
I'll provide you an Eli 316 shirt for the Big Alta next year. So, Dylan,
Perfect.
we need championship belts. Would never tell anyone how to do their job, but
I'll explain that joke to Tabor later. Don't worry.
And one topic I wanted to hit with the pair of you, you're also coaching, correct?
We do, yeah.
Okay. What one thing that you think can improve the most amount of runners?
I would say consistency is the thing that improves almost everybody. Just consistently getting out there. I don't think a single training session, a single race makes the athlete at all. You can have one A+ thing and it does nothing for you, but going out there and it's kind of like college. C's get degrees. If you just get out there regularly, even if it's not for the full time, if you have 15 minutes and you get out there.
15 minutes still counts.
Yeah, it still counts as a run. The more consistently you can get out there, the better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think just being able to stack days upon days of just work. It doesn't have to be sexy. Like, that's why I tell a lot of our athletes, like, especially in the winter, it's unsexy work. You're not going to get a bunch of CRs. You're not going to get PRs every day, but you're just consistently showing up and putting on an effort, and that stacks up over the long term, and it pays off come race day. And then it helps with injury too. If you go from, I run 3 days, to then I don't run for 4 days, and then I run 3 days, like, the body really likes a routine. And so if you can give it a routine, it usually really likes you for that.
How long have the two you been coaching?
4.
Well, yeah. So together we've been coaching for like 4 years.
Yep.
And then I've been coaching. I just kind of had like 2 or 3 athletes all throughout my triathlon career too.
So you're probably on like 7 years.
7 or 8, yeah.
I've toyed with the idea of going the getting coach route. For me, it's, I guess, tough because I just like to go out every day and either just go run through some trails or mostly just run trails unless it's raining like it is today. Then I have to run around the neighborhood. And maybe you could put my mind at ease for this because you are the coaches. Like, the structure is what I don't want, because I'm not a very structured person when it comes to running. I get out every day, consistent, 100% agree with you. But the structure, that's my one hang up with coaching. So how do you guys get around that with your athletes, or are they looking for structure?
Yeah, I don't think coaching is for everybody. And so, like, every time an athlete comes to us, we ask the question of why. Like, why do you want coaching? Because some people, it's going to be accountability. Some people, they do want structure. Someone, it's just to let them know that they're doing a good job. So I think as long as what you're doing is consistent and it's bringing you joy, I would consider it good training.
And for our athletes, we are huge in communication. One of the biggest things, like, we can't be an in-person coach to all these people. So we ask them, just like, if you have scheduling conflicts, just text us and we can help you find something that works for you. It's
no training program is ever the same either, because like, people have so much different lives, and they also have different races that they're training for and different race of adaptation and like a million different stressors that they have. So I think that's another thing that as coaches we realize is you can't just put out, okay, this is the 10 weeks to your 5K. And if you don't do it, well, that was your problem. Like, that's not really how life works. So we evolve every day with our athletes. Like, obviously they have a plan, but at the same time, we're like evolving it. Because if they're like, I woke up and I have a sore throat, you're like, okay, well, we're not going to do that tempo run that was programmed in.
That's one thing that you touched there, the communication. I've looked into it a little bit, and it's, well, part of the package is you get to email me once a month. It's like, I'm not going to knock anyone's hustle. Like, that's fine. I mean, that's
Then
obviously.
they should only be charging like $50 a month. Like these coaches that charge $300 and they're like, you get one pre-race phone call, you get 2 emails, and you get a training plan. I'm kind of like, okay, how invested are you in your athlete? Like, I guess that's what we want to share with our athletes is we're just invested in them as they are in us as coaches. Like, I don't know. I text, like most of our athletes text us almost every day, and we text right back. Like, it's more of a friendship than anything else. But I think that's what builds results is like that they're out there either in training or in a race and they're working for someone and for something. And it's not just, well, my coach isn't even going to look at this anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
they like know that we're looking, and I'll be like, hey, I saw that you changed your run to just 4 miles easy. Everything okay? They're like, shoot.
So when you're not coaching and running and traveling around the world and you're actually back at the ranch, what's life like there? I mean, it's just so different than the rest of your life. It seems like a really cool place. I mean, a small town. I live in a small town. Your family ranch, 5 generations? Like, what is that like on a daily basis when you're home?
Yeah, we have the gamut. Like it goes, I'm not sure if you know much about ranching and farming, but like it goes in seasons. So we have chores or work that's dependent on the season that we're in. So like in the winter, I would say this is our most relaxed season because really all that needs to be done is like shoveling and plowing snow and feeding the cows. They're pretty self-sufficient in the winter. But come like 3 weeks from now, we have calving season. And so we're going to have 200 cows calving out. And so that's when it gets pretty pandemonium because you have to be on call always. They don't care if it's 4 a.m. and it's cold and blowing snow out. Like you got to put on your jacket and head outside with your spotlight. And
make sure everything's okay.
Make sure everything's okay. So I think that's the cool thing about running and coaching versus ranching is running and coaching, you know what to expect most days. Whereas ranching, it changes day to day. And sometimes a lot of what we end up doing is like spur of the moment things that just like need to happen. Like, oh, this calf, she can't calve it out. So like, we're going to have to pull it. Or, oh, the tractor broke down in the upper meadow. So we're going to have to drive the 4-wheel up there and like help my dad fix it. Or there's just a lot of things that go into it that it's always different and not predictable.
Well, it has to be exciting. So much variety in your life.
Yeah, it keeps us on our toes, and we're definitely tired every night when our heads hit the pillow.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you barbecue at all?
Oh yeah. We have a smoker out on our porch.
Do me a favor. Send David your address. My company that co-sponsors this, Branch Sauce, friends at branchsauce.com. We'll send you out a bunch of sauces, mustards. We have a great cherry peach sauce. It's my favorite. I'll have the guys at the warehouse put a couple boxes together for you.
Well, thank you. Well, if you're ever in our neck of the woods, come visit. We're not that far from Nashville. We're only like 75 minutes at that.
Oh, that's not too bad. Thank you so much for being on the show, taking time from your calving of calves. I said that correctly.
Yeah, we still get a few weeks of calm before the chaos erupts.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I truly wish you two all the best of luck this season. Sounds like you have a very busy schedule. If I see you, I should see you out there at the Broken Arrow. I should be there, so I'll be sure to introduce myself and say hello.
Yeah, love to meet in person.
Yeah, and absolutely going to try and talk both of you into the Vertical K.
Okay. Maybe.
I don't take much convincing, if I'm being honest.
No.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, there's a race. We're usually pretty up for it.
Yeah, but thanks again, and again, appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you for having us on. It's been fun.
You guys want to list how our listeners can get a hold of you? Your socials?
You can follow us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel called The Hemmings. Our Instagrams are Eli_Hemming and Tabor_Hemming.
Yeah.
And we try to link it all together at our personal website called The-Hemmings.
And good luck finding us on Strava.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Hobby Jogger. We hope you've enjoyed our conversation today. And if you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support keeps us moving forward. Until next time, keep those feet moving and enjoy the miles.